This is John Cullen. Welcome to a special episode of Hypothetically Speaking. This is the anniversary of the Las Vegas shooting, October 1st, 2017, 8 years on. And in this episode, I'm joined by Rachel and the dog walking guy. Thank you both for joining. Welcome back to Hypothetically Speaking.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
It's great to have you both. But I wanted to thank both of you for being here and taking the time to sync back up 8 years later. I think, you both know it was Dog Walking Guy who's really the first eyewitness that came forward and reached out to me and said, hey, I saw this and I kind of need to share with everybody what I saw. And then Rachel, you came forward, I guess it was a year ago, right? It was the anniversary show last year that you and I did something, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think that's right. So, Dog Walking Guy, you kind of started this movement because, after you, the gentleman from the Excalibur, who I call King Arthur, he came forward. The other gentleman who was at the hockey game, right? The Las Vegas Knights were playing the Sharks, and he was at that. He came forward. But you kind of really started a bit of a trend, and here we are 8 years later. What are your thoughts as we approach, as we're here at this 8-year anniversary and surrounded by lots of other cover-ups, it seems, Butler and Charlie Kirk and all that stuff. What are your thoughts?
Well, they're sure the world keeps spinning, doesn't it? But, I'm very grateful to the Knight and the Shark and Rachel for telling their story as well, because I was hoping you were going to be overwhelmed with witnesses, because I know they're out there.
Right.
But it's a very scary thing to do. So I understand people not wanting to do it. And people are not going to appreciate you doing this. People, your friends and family they're going to get scared. People are just terribly scared of this still. So they don't, it's a tough thing to do. And, you have to deal with about your job, and nobody wants to go this direction.
I remember Rachel said that. Rachel said it cost her relationships. You were telling me, close relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You shared that with us last time we were together.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Actually, you know what, John? I'm pretty sure that you posted the dog walker and in the comment, and then I posted right underneath him, and I said I was there. Yes, I was there.
Wow.
Oh, you responded to my original interview?
Yes.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I wonder if the comment's still on there.
It's scary stuff, man. Again, you were two of the bravest people there are to come forward and share your experiences, and the fact that your experiences, kind of cross check each other's, right? So what Dog Walking Guy describes that he saw from his vantage point, as Rachel was listening, she's like, oh my God, that's kind of what I saw from where I was, except, she was in the thick of it. And as more and more people came forward, it just, it starts to corroborate everybody's story. Each eyewitness corroborates the others, it seems. And I think you're right, Dog Walking Guy. I think there's a frustration that more people haven't come forward, but it's understandable, right? It's a scary thing to do.
I was so unbelievably certain that it was coming from the helicopter because it was so close. And I remember thinking, why is it that close? Oh my God, I think the shooting is coming from the helicopter. Just in that moment was so certain, just not a doubt in my mind that there was shooting coming from the helicopter. But I do remember seeing, they have those openings on the side, and I could see like a shadow, like not facing, like facing out towards us. So not like sitting back how you would in a helicopter strapped in. He was like, or, you know, they were like looking down at us. And it was like, I could see their heads, then underneath I could see like a big blob, and I'm like, I couldn't tell what that was. And so I think that's another reason why I was really sure about it, because they were like looking down on us. And I really wish like I could remember every single detail with that night, but I just, for some reason, I just knew it was coming out of that helicopter.
And in light of these new developments, I mean, Rachel, what are your thoughts watching this Charlie Kirk assassination, the Butler assassination last summer, and the cover-ups? Are you sensing some similarities between what we saw with the Vegas cover-up and then the Butler cover-up and now this Charlie Kirk thing? And sort of what is your perspective and how has it changed since, you know, share that with us if you would.
I'm not sure that it's changed much. I definitely, you know, view each one of these events as an individual event. And, you know, I do see that there's a lot of similarities, and I definitely believe question everything.
What about the FBI? When the FBI came out with their final report on the Vegas shooting, it was 2.5 pages.
For breaking news, the FBI has concluded its investigation into the deadliest mass shooting in Las Vegas. And we may never know the motive. Nearly 16 months after the massacre, the FBI now reports it cannot say why 64-year-old Stephen Paddock planned the attack on the Route 91 Country Music Festival. He shot into the crowd from a hotel room at the Mandalay Bay. 58 people were killed, most from Southern California. Nearly 900 others were injured.
Let's go to our correspondent, Jonathan Hunt, who's in our West Coast newsroom with the details of this report. Jonathan?
Good evening, Harris. For those who lost loved ones or who survived that terrible, traumatic night, it is a disappointing end to a 10-month investigation that has left us no closer to uncovering a motivation for the massacre. Paddock opened fire, as you said, from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, killing 58 people attending that concert. He had spent several days bringing in an arsenal of weapons and ammunition to the hotel, but as seen on this security camera footage, nothing about his luggage caused alarm among hotel employees. And while he had complained to friends about feeling constantly in pain or fatigued, and his doctor described him as, quote, odd and possibly bipolar, nothing about his behavior raised any red flags.
By all accounts, Stephen Paddock was an unremarkable man whose movements leading up to October 1st didn't raise any suspicion. An interview with his doctor indicated signs of a troubled mind, but no troubling behavior that would trigger a call to law enforcement.
Paddock was a high-stakes gambler whose bank balance had dropped from $2 million in 2015 to $500,000 by September 2017. He had paid $600,000 to casinos, $170,000 to credit card companies, and had spent $95,000 on weapons and ammunition. The report found Paddock acted alone. No suicide note or manifesto was found. There was no evidence of radicalization or links to any terrorist organization. The sheriff, by the way, also said today it was hard for him to even say the shooter's name during the press conference, and he does not intend to do so again.
I don't want to remember this individual. I will remember the act and the victims, but I will not remember the suspect.
The families of those who died and the survivors will likely also try to forget the killer while always remembering the 58 people whose lives he so brutally took that night. Harris?
Jonathan, thank you very much. Let's bring in now one of the survivors of that shooting, Lisa Fine. She's also the co-founder of Route 91 Strong, a nonprofit organization set up to help raise awareness and gather resources, I know, Lisa, to support victims, survivors, and loved ones impacted by the horror that night. You know, we talk often about that particular night and surviving. But I understand from today you felt a different kind of pain and outrage. Why?
Yeah, completely. The last couple weeks have been unbelievable, and many of us are completely outraged because in the beginning of the week we found out that MGM is suing the victims and survivors, even dead victims from this tragic, horrific event.
Well, no motive. That is the conclusion the FBI has come up with in its investigation into the Las Vegas mass shooting. Nearly 16 months later, the agency says it can't determine why the gunman, Stephen Paddock, killed 58 people and nearly injured 900 others. The FBI says Paddock acted alone in that October 2017 shooting. The 64-year-old killed himself in his hotel suite. The Las Vegas Police Department closed its investigation in August, also without a motive.
I think most of us were shocked. And right since then, we've had the Butler shooting. Now we've got this Charlie Kirk thing. What is your level of satisfaction, or what's your take on the FBI and your trust in them?
I don't trust a lot of people.
Right.
And like I said, question everything, because sometimes what the news puts out there, or the propaganda that they push, is definitely not, or the narrative that they push, it's not really what happened.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of value in people that do step forward and that express what they've saw, so that there is a little bit of clarity. With these, like I said, each event has been awful again, and every single one seems like it hits a little bit closer to home. But I mean, I do I trust the FBI? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Shooting left 58 Americans dead, over 800 injured, and today, after nearly 16 months of investigation, the FBI has found no specific motive in that Las Vegas massacre.
Today, the FBI announced its inquiry into the 1 October mass shooting is complete without any conclusion on why.
No clear motive in the 1 October shooting. The FBI issuing its final report today.
I think so. Dog walking guy, there's a certain degree, I think, of disenchantment that maybe some people are feeling in that the Vegas shooting happened during the Trump's first administration, right, 2017. And here we are in the second administration with a 4-year gap, and it doesn't seem like anybody's coming clean on any of the old stuff like the Vegas shooting. And then we've got these new things, the Butler thing, this Charlie Kirk thing. And my feeling, I feel like I'm watching, part 2 of the same movie. Yeah. It's like Jurassic World, Jurassic this. It's the same movie over and over again. I mean, dog walking guy, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, that's very true. They are following the same script. I mean, the lies keep getting bigger. I mean, with COVID being the biggest, but I sent you an email or something about how they're following the same. The FBI is following the same script with these letters. Do you remember years after the shooting, they sent out this the new piece of evidence of, I think James Nixon was his name, right? They sent this letter that James Nixon wrote to Stephen Paddock, and it read just like some kind of some B movie 1950s serial, and it did not read like a real human wrote it. I think it was right about the same time ChatGPT came out. So I think they're experimenting with ChatGPT, and they did the same thing with that the texts. So they're following. That's a piece of their.
It seems that way. Well, we also had something happen recently. I guess maybe 6-8 weeks ago, something like that. They released the body cam footage from Levi Hancock.
Oh yeah, right.
7.5 years later, all of a sudden, we were told that he didn't have his body cam on.
Understand or can explain why a lot of times the videos disappear when they come into the hands of the LVMPD.
What videos? I
think there was a man named Hancock.
Right.
Yeah, so his video, I guess apparently his camera wasn't on.
Do you know why?
No, that's how I was.
Do you have any idea why?
No, but I'm hoping you could tell me.
So here's think of this.
Okay.
You're a SWAT operator. Okay.
Yeah.
you're out doing whatever with your family,
Yeah.
and you hear about this horrific call.
Oh, was he off
Jump in
duty?
your kit. Yeah, he was off duty.
at the time?
See, that's the part you guys miss.
No, that's why
So
I'm
then
asking.
he runs. He
That's-
throws on
That's the
a
reason.
jacket, luckily with charges.
Yeah.
And he goes to be a hero.
Okay.
And everybody thinks about the camera. Well, the camera's still on the dock.
Okay.
You don't want to grab your camera
Well,
and stop everything. Take care of.
That's why I'm asking.
So that's why he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
It's because he's doing something heroic.
Yeah.
And we're not thinking about the camera.
Well, that's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the last thing you worry about. And that thing's on a dock, being charged for the next time when you go on duty.
Okay.
Not because you're jumping in your vehicle, just like me. I didn't have a camera. Nobody cares, though, right?
Well, I don't know. So I think some
Because
people.
I was off duty.
Yeah.
But I showed up.
Yeah.
970 people were involved in that event. Most of them didn't have cameras.
I have another question, unrelated, and
If you're being shot at and you're in a patrol car, you're going to get out and get to safety. You're going to worry about turning your camera on. You.
I don't know.
What would you do?
I'm not a police officer.
I know. What would you do then?
I
You get for safety, right? What if your kids were being shot at? Would you grab them and run for safety? Or would you worry about turning your camera on so someone later can go, oh my God, you didn't have your camera on. You're a horrible person.
I think if I didn't have my camera,
You'd be a man and you'd take care of your family.
I think a camera might be the last thing on my mind. But
correct. That's all. Human beings trying to do heroic things.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what they did that night.
I have another question. This one.
So to answer your first question,
yeah,
the film didn't disappear. There never was one.
Okay.
There's no camera.
I think that's not the only. That might not be a perfect example, but I think
that is a perfect example
Okay.
because that's one of the things that everybody did that night. Because if you were there, people were in gun belts, flap jackets, tack vests, duty belts, ready to go out there and fight for their community to stop this threat in shorts, just like you're dressed, but with a gun belt and with a vest or
Okay.
a tack vest, sometimes not even a vest, and lined up by the hundreds. And I stood there and watched them line up, ready to go into the fight.
there's people with conspiracy theories and all that, and then
Sure.
when the records weren't released, it probably adds to that. And I think the sheriff.
Well, you're assuming that they weren't released, but you don't know what was there to not know if it got released or not. You're just making an assumption.
Yeah.
Because they want a conspiracy, because they want another shooter. But the reality is, we had one crazy guy with a whole lot of guns and a whole lot of ammo.
Yeah, I'm not
killed
saying-
a whole bunch of people, and
Yeah, I'm not suggesting
at
there
the
was
end of the day,
another shooter.
Yeah.
Another shooter. But
what would we have to hide?
well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, what would we have to hide?
Yeah, but there was a court battle.
If there was another guy, or if there's the court battle was because our friends and families and their children, our friends that her and I watched grow up, were shot in that event. Okay, legs blown apart, shot in the back, paralyzed, all those things. And do they want to see that every single day with people that fell? There's officers stood there with their body cam, and people like you and her are murdered and falling with the gore and all this stuff. Is that what they really want to see? And do they need to relive that again?
Well, I think some people want to make that decision for
Some people
themselves.
have a warped sense of humor, and they're fucked up for it.
Yeah.
And what they should think about is the families that were murdered, and their families that were lost, and their loved ones that were lost, and their children that were lost. That's what they should care about, and they should go.
Yeah, but
they should go thinking about them first instead of their own gruesome little self-righteous bullshit.
Yeah, but I think by law, certain
By law,
things
the
have to be
stuff's being released.
But my last question is, just your name. I want to shake your hand.
Yeah, my name's
And,
Scott Nicholas. I'm Vice President of the Las Vegas Police Protective Association.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Okay,
Good luck with your conspiracy. We got my good side.
I don't actually have a conspiracy,
All right,
sir,
well,
and
whatever it is.
I appreciate your answers. I thought they made sense.
They do.
I believe you ran your previous campaign on transparency. My question is, do you feel like you've been transparent?
Yes, absolutely.
Have we figured out if 25 involved at all? No, I think that was just the guesswork.
I'm thinking it was only that guy.
Yeah, because Jair
All right, so there's Bitsko. They're getting in the elevator together. And Levi Hancock is saying, I'm thinking it's only that guy. He's already in cover-up mode. He knows the window's not broken. How could that guy have done... And does Levi Hancock have any sense of how many people are injured outside? Does Levi Hancock have any idea that 59 people were shot and killed and 413 others were wounded by gunfire? Not climbing over a fence. 413 other people were shot and wounded. And he's already decided that he's got the lone gunman? And,
right.
And a couple months ago, they released this footage from Levi Hancock, and everybody's like, well, where the hell has this been for 7.5 years?
Oh, that was manipulated video as well. Do you remember when he got in the truck and on the radio over the radio said that shots being fired at Bellagio, and he gets in the truck and he says, I think Paddock's the only guy that did it.
Right. I mean, how strange was that? Right. I think it's bizarre. So the fact that they released this stuff 7.5 years later, the fact that they cover up the Butler evidence, right? I mean, you guys saw that there were SEAL team sniper members of Congress that are testifying, hey, it looks like there's a second shooter here. And everybody in Congress is like, yeah, whatever, we're not, come on, we're not, we're busy. We don't have time to actually investigate this. So it's kind of wild. I mean, I thought the Vegas shooting, because it was Saudis and MBS and all that stuff, I thought it was, maybe kind of special, like a special cover up. Like it got, special treatment because it was MBS and all that stuff. But then we get to Butler. And it seems to me like, oh, so you guys just are never going to tell the public the truth about anything. That's just how we're going to do all this? You're never going to tell the public the truth about anything? Everything is a story?
It set a script, that's for sure. They followed that script.
It's too crazy. I mean, the fact that this Butler shooting, we've got evidence that there's more than one shooter. I mean, I don't know if you're following that, Rachel, or not. I know Dog Walking Guy does because he emails me about it. But the fact that we got ballistic evidence that there's shots coming from other places and the Secret Service guys are testifying that they're being shot at, and everybody ignores it like it's not there, like this evidence doesn't exist. And I look at that and I look at the Vegas shooting and I'm like, for me, in my life, the Vegas shooting represents sort of this turning point of where the FBI just said, flip all the cards. We can just make up whatever we want. We can just make up any story we want. And it doesn't really have anything to do almost with what happened.
No.
The window's not broken. Paddock didn't kill anybody. He's the first guy to die. And the real story is so different from the narrative. And that takes us to this Charlie Kirk thing.
Whoever's on that 32nd floor, the north-facing window, is that one broken out also? Whoever's on that 32nd floor, the north-facing window, is that one broken out also? Whoever's on that 32nd floor, the north-facing window, is that one broken out also?
Hey, we don't need anybody else up here. We've got probably at least 10 high-powered weapons in this room.
It's on the 32nd floor. I'll stand by, see where they want us to alert to. Whoever's on that 32nd floor, the north-facing window, is that one broken out also? Units moving to the 32nd floor, CB.
Here, I can't quite what direction this room is. Let me get to a window and see.
Hey. guys, there's a window that faces east. You have another broken window out that we're focusing on, but we just need to make sure if you guys are in there or not because there is a little bit of movement. You guys, there's a window that faces east. You have another broken window out that we're focusing on, but we just need to make sure if you guys are in there or not because there is a little bit of movement.
It's clear. One suspect down. All officers are code 4. Keep pushing. We still don't have to do a sweep for victims. Keep pushing. Catch right here. We are facing north. We are facing north.
So confirming that is you guys that's in the broken window that faces the left floor.
We are facing the left floor. We do not have a broken window.
Okay, copy. It looks like you might have another room that has a broken window that also faces the left floor off that north end. There's a little bit of movement unknown if it's going to be the curtains or not. I'm going to be working to get a better eye on it.
Catch right here. We are facing north. We are facing north.
So confirming that is you guys that's in the broken window that faces the left floor.
We are facing the left floor. We do not have a broken window.
Okay, copy. It looks like you might have another room that has a broken window that also faces the left floor off that north end. There's a little bit of movement unknown if it's going to be the curtains or not. I'm going to be working to get a better eye on it.
Okay, stand by. We've got curtains open on a window that's not broken. We're looking for broken. Okay, it is us. We have the broken window.
That's us, Gayer.
Corey, Todd. Go ahead, Todd.
If you can raise a CT, ask them to contact the hotel if they can turn on one of these elevators and get there quicker.
Copy that.
Is it? Okay.
Senator Mueller, Kevin.
They have security down at the
Go ahead.
elevator base as well.
I'm just waiting for you on the 14th.
We got a CIA spy plane and drones flying around the venue. And they want us to believe it's a transsexual furry with a gun from World War One? A World War One Mauser 98 with a deer hunting round being fired by a transsexual furry.
And one shot.
One shot, right. One shot, one kill. One shot, one kill.
Then he runs away with no gun.
Well,
I didn't see a gun. I didn't see a gun when he jumped
No,
off
there's
the
no
building.
gun. Yeah, no, it doesn't appear. It's like you kind of have to use your imagination if you want to see the gun, right? And they got pictures of him in the stairwell. And the guy in the stairwell, to me, looks Filipino. I'm looking at the guy in the stairwell. I'm like, that's the guy? The dad recognized his son from that? I'm going, that looks like some Filipino kid to me. Where the hell's the gun? Where's it? Yeah. I'm flabbergasted and was flabbergasted up until the Charlie Kirk thing. And the Charlie Kirk thing, these recent findings in the last week, guys, this has taken it to a new level. Do you remember?
Oh, it's spooky. Yes, it's spooky.
So you guys must remember, because of the frustration, early on after the shooting, there were people who were arguing and saying, no, it was drones. The Vegas shooting was drones, right? They did this with drones. And back then, 8 years ago, that would have been really kind of cutting edge. And the issue was that Clarissa was saying, I can kind of see the guys hanging off the sides. That's not a drone. That's a AH-6I. Now, for people that didn't get a chance to see us do our discussion the first time around, Rachel, can you share with people just real quickly sort of what you saw from your vantage point for those that didn't get a chance to see our interview? Can you kind of give them the quick update as to where you were and what you saw? And then Dog Walking Guy, I'll have you do the same for people who aren't familiar with the interviews we've done in the past.
Okay. So where I was at the front right-hand side of the stage, closest to Mandalay Bay, in a VIP section. and then there was a few, I don't know what they're called, stands like right behind it, that people could sit on and stuff like that.
Bleachers, like bleachers, or
Yeah, bleachers.
Okay.
So there was a few bleachers like right behind, and then the 4 lanes of Las Vegas Boulevard, the Center Divide, 4 more lanes, and then Mandalay Bay. And where I was a little bit catty corner to where supposedly Stephen Paddock was.
right.
So,
And you were up in the VIP suites.
Yes.
And for those of you who didn't hear the first discussion, you got the tickets from your daughter, and your daughter got the tickets from Gene Simmons. And we love Gene Simmons because Gene Simmons discovered Van Halen.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know that, Gene Simmons founded Van Halen and Sunset Boulevard. And that's how Van Halen, so we love Gene for that. Continue, please. So you're up in the VIP suites, Gene Simmons tickets. You're up there, catty corner to Stephen Paddock's room. And then what happened?
So the VIP section that I was in, it was kind of like a pop-up, like 3-level, building kind of thing. It was ground level. Then there was an air-conditioned, glassed-in area with a balcony, and then there was a roof area. I was on the 2nd level, and all the way up against the railing, closest towards Mandalay Bay. Like I could see it very clear. Now, I heard one, and don't mark me on this, but I heard like 1 or 2 shots, and I knew they were gunshots. I knew without a question that they were gunshots. They were not fireworks. They were not. And I was thinking to myself, I thought to myself, okay, there's something going on in between Mandalay Bay and the Luxor.
Okay. Right.
That's probably where it is. The police will go over there. They'll get whatever's going to happen, whatever.
Right.
So
Did you hear those shots early, or like before?
Yes.
Like several minutes earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm not sure if you saw this, but at the same time, when I looked over towards Mandalay Bay, so Mandalay Bay is shaped like a jack. Okay.
Right.
This is the side that Stephen Paddock was on. Then there's this side, and then there's the side that goes back towards the 15. Okay.
Yep.
And so he was over here when the first shots went off. I looked over, and on this side, kind of more towards the top, there was a flashing blue light. That happened, and then it stopped.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, that's weird."
Right.
Where was the flashing blue light?
So it was on
the other wing, the wing that points to the south,
right.
the southern pointing wing, but up high, and she sees a flashing blue light in one of those windows up there.
What time was this? Do you know? Was that like minutes before the shot, a minute before the shot, or what time?
It was probably minutes before the shot, because there was definitely a delay.
So it was like 5 minutes before like the big fire started?
Yes. Yeah.
So do you think that was a helicopter blue light? Because the ones I saw were like very dim white lights.
So I don't think so. So Mandalay Bay, on the outside of Mandalay Bay, and then it has got like a gold film on it. And if there's a light on inside the room, you can kind of see inside the room.
Oh, so it was inside a room? The light was inside a room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like a signal or something.
Yeah.
A blue light.
So
was it flashing? Was it flashing like a strobe?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4, like it was enough to catch my attention, because
it was not on the same wing as Paddock. It was on the other side.
Right.
So you can only see 2 sides there. So it would have been on the side like south, the eastern wing, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw that. Then there was like, a pause in between the first shooting, and then the first series kind of went off. And when that happened, obviously I got down on the, I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that it was gunshot. I got down on the balcony, crawled into the inside, and kind of watched the mayhem a little bit unfold from there. Well, before I got on the inside, I saw a helicopter come from in between Mandalay Bay and the Luxor. There was no lights on the helicopter. It was all blacked out. There was people hanging out the side. You could see the doors were open, and you could see at least 2, maybe 3 people on the side that I could see. And it came in from Mandalay Bay and then kind of went towards Tropicana. So it kind of flew over right where I was. So I could see it very, very clearly.
This was after the first shots?
This was the first shots.
Okay, so the first shots, because I saw a helicopter between Mandalay Bay and Luxor go forward like it would have gone, east on Hacienda between Delano and Luxor. It would have gone, east. Like, right. And I thought that was the one that you described. But are you saying it came in southbound and went from towards the Tropicana? Like, how far did it get towards the Tropicana? I saw it make that move, but it came back real quickly. It didn't go like it didn't pass.
I think
really.
So, dog walking guy. I think what Rachel's saying is it comes between Delano and Mandalay, flies towards the venue, and then kind of banks up towards Tropicana to kind of come around. I think at the moment that happens, dog walking guy, I think there's at least another 2 back there that you're still watching. I
saw 3.
Right, right. So I think of the 3 at one point, one of those 3 might start drifting forward towards the venue, because we see on the body cam stuff, on the body cam footage, remember when the guys are getting pinned down in front of Mandalay, the cops are all getting shot at, and they don't know where the gunshots are coming from, and all of a sudden Brady Cook gets shot? That's the helicopter. We see it cross the boulevard.
But the one I saw didn't go that far. It didn't cross the boulevard. It went forward, it shot, and then I could see the flame coming off it, and it kind of
I think the one,
and then it went right back to where it was. So it didn't make any move like going over the venue or over Las Vegas Boulevard that I saw. So I don't know, like it went towards Tropicana. I don't know what that's all about.
I think that there was at least one dog walking guy that held the position by Mandalay, right? Yes. That wasn't going around and around, and then the others are doing this circular thing and the in and out, because the guy who was at Excalibur said sort of the same thing, that it went in and out and in and out, kind of similar to what Rachel's describing. And that's go ahead. Yeah, well, I was going to say that might explain, you're seeing 2 or 3 helicopters back there, flames coming off, and at one moment, one of those 3 might peek forward towards the boulevard and come back. They're flying them on a stick, right? So they're going forward, backwards, sideways. I think 1 or 2 of those helicopters held in that position, because you remember, dog walking guy, when we see
held in what position?
Back by Mandalay, like back behind Mandalay and Delano, where you're watching.
There were 2 between the building. There were 2. Right. There was one that was looking out to the south, like it was playing defense.
Right.
And that was spooky to watch that one. It was scary to see that thing. But that was the one that was a third of the height of the building. The other one was 2/3 of the height of the building, was shooting down on the crowd. And then there was the one that I saw between the Luxor and the Delano, and that's the one that I think Rachel saw, because I saw it make that move towards
there you go,
towards the crowd, but it didn't like, it came right back. It didn't circle around or anything like that. It just went in and then it went back right back out.
Okay.
So
Well, keep in mind,
It
it's
was
going on for 11
awesome.
minutes. Yeah, there's 11 minutes of this, right? And they're going around.
Yeah, but they were in that position for 5.
How, of the 3 that you were looking at, dog walking guy, do they all 3 that you saw, did they all look the same or
Exactly the same?
Exactly the same. All 3 are the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
And they did not look like AH6 eyes. I don't care what other people say. Did
So
not
bigger,
look like
so bigger, so
I
bigger.
spent a lot of time looking at these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I would say bigger because I was quite a ways away, but they were
more
they
like
were-
the Black Hawk.
I saw them fly out with Maverick, and I remember in the first interview I told you about 2/3 the size of the Maverick helicopters.
Okay.
So they were not large. They're small, but they were scary looking.
Stay down, run this way. Keep your head down. Keep your head down, run that way. Stay down, run this way. Keep your head down. Keep your head down, run that way. first stop. No, wait. I don't know. What the fuck? Run that way. Go. Stay down against the wall. Stay down. Go that way against the wall. Stay down. Go that way against the wall. Where's it coming from? Stay down. Run that way against the wall. Stay down. Go. Stay down. Go. First stop. No. Wait. I don't know. Keep your head down, run, go. Keep your head down, run, go. Come on, keep your head down. Yo, come on. Run, go. Come on. Keep your head down, run, go.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that the FBI thinks it's okay to make up these stories, tell the public, Stephen Paddock did this. And
see, I can understand. I'm not an apologist for the FBI or anything by any means, but I can understand why they made the story, because if everybody saw what I saw, I mean, I still every day I wake up with that anger about what happened. I'm just like still just steaming about this.
Mm-hmm.
And if ever it would have been a 9/11 style event where everybody watched the towers come down, people would have just been furious. We would have there would have had to be a war. Somebody would have to pay for this. So what do? I mean, you don't want to create a war. You don't want to, what are we going to go in Afghanistan for another 20 years or something? Mm-hmm. Create some big story. So I understand the lie in that respect. But 8 years later, we can't keep living with our heads in the sand and pretend this didn't happen.
How do you feel, Rachel? What are your thoughts? Are you as forgiving as Dog Walking Guy?
Forgiving? No, absolutely.
I'm not forgiving. I'm not forgiving anything. No, that's the wrong word.
Okay.
I'm not forgiving, but I understand why they did that, because if everybody did see what I saw, it would have been on, man. It would have been on for sure.
Well, you talk about terror. You talk about terrorism, right? From the time that this happened, and from the time that you guys saw what you saw, and 8 days later, I realized what you guys saw. Right? It took me 8 days to realize these were helicopters. But from that point forward, my life has changed. Meaning, I look at helicopters differently now.
Yeah.
They're not all, to me, they're not all necessarily friendly. Like, if I see helicopters coming, how do I know that's the good guys anymore? Yeah, I mean, it's something we took for granted for a very long time. Yeah. And yet it's illegal to shoot at an aircraft, right? You're not allowed to fire in an aircraft. But what if that aircraft is shooting girls in the face? Then what? Do the rules change? If you see people hanging off the side, and Rachel's like certain, she's like, no, I see guys hanging off the side of this thing,
100%.
And they're shooting people, but you're not allowed to shoot back?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Well, who's going to carry around a gun big enough to shoot down a helicopter with,
Well, you just need a 12 gauge. Nah, you just need a 12 gauge, man. Some slugs. But
they were low enough where she probably could have hit him.
That's what I'm saying. All right. So now, but now it takes us to this new level of terrorism, which is what I believe we just witnessed with this Charlie Kirk thing, which is, are they flying around with spy planes and deploying these 100-mile-an-hour drones to kill people? Because now it's like, how are you supposed to go walk your dogs, Dog Walking Guy, without a 12 gauge Beretta over your shoulder now.
Well, I want something bigger than 12 gauge. That's like,
yeah, you know what I mean, dude. If they decide, we've had it with this guy. He's talking too much about the helicopters and he's too lucid. Enough. We know he walks his dogs.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a scary world. It's a scary thought. And that's why people don't want to come forward with this.
But to me, this Charlie Kirk thing just took it to another level.
It is a new level. I feel like we're in a new era now with the drones.
I'm scared, man. I mean, this feels like Terminator stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Rachel? Rachel,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like you feel like, so wait a second, you guys can just show up, drop off a bunch of these things. They're flying so fast, nobody even knows they're there.
Yeah.
And you can kill somebody and then blame like a total like somebody who has nothing to do with it. And get away with this.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm thinking, dog walking guy, if we wanted to kill a world leader, we could blame it on the housekeeper. We could blame it on the chef.
I think Donald Trump's getting that message too.
It's scary.
Yeah, he has to be. And they stopped his escalator at the UN the other day. That was weird. Turned off his teleprompter. That was just a little.
Well, the other thing is Pete Hegseth is calling a meeting of like all of his generals.
I saw that.
Did you see this,
bringing
Rachel?
them all in from around the world.
Yeah, Pete Hegseth. Yeah, Pete Hegseth said, "All hands on deck. Meet me in Virginia. We need to talk."
Free record is what peacetime leaders covet the most, which is the worst of all incentives.
Now,
that's kind of unprecedented, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've been all over him and the rest of the leadership about this spy plane, and it's a U.S. Army spy plane. It's the company that owns it is the former SAIC, and you can't spell the SAIC without CIA. Now it's called Lido.
What does SAIC? What SAIC?
It was like Systems Acquisition Intelligence Corps. I forget what it stood for. But I used to do business with them when I was at Oracle, and they were down in San Diego, and I didn't know what the hell.
Private company, or what is it?
Yeah, it's a military contractor type company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they do all kinds of nasty stuff. So they run this airplane for the Army, and it's just too spooky, the whole thing. It's like they're taking it to another level, and I find that just absolutely terrifying. Listen, guys, we're going to get cut off here by the folks at Zoom. I can't thank you.
Check, test. Can I hear myself in my headphones? My coffee's cold again. I don't know why I go to bed at all, but no matter what, no matter why, I must continue. I won't stop. You can't even see the clock. I take a shot, 4 a.m., eyes so blurry, I can't see it all. Sorry, Dre. Hate to interrupt your soiree. Did I tell you November the 5th, Night of 1,000 Swords, just happened to coincide with Guy Fawkes Day? 1605, the Gunpowder Plot, the famous coup d'etat, when heathens tried to kill the original King James, and you thought my eye for an eye hypothesis was ironic, huh? Oh yeah, Shady's playing softball with the girls in Dido? Dre, I'm talking CIA, FBI, NSA, Stonewall. Reminds me, not so bad. Really? It's so damn sad, Dre. Let me share with you this note I wrote to your boy Slim. What? Yeah, Dre, I know he's very stylish and big spender. What? He likes men more than women? No. Prefers them really fat, not slender? Get the fuck out of here, Dre. You fucking with me for real? Chubby fingers, 58-inch waists, interesting taste in men. Slim likes his ass fingered? Dre, wait. Here's the letter I wrote to Shady. Dear M. See you still ballin', my friend. Heard you got a signed ARP avatar from my old friend, David. Listen up for real. I need to depend on you to ascend to a new level of understanding and recommend. You shut the fuck up for 10 minutes. They keep passing. Don't confuse this with harassing. I'm accustomed to outclassing. Your new record's been surpassing, but slim. I've got Saudis in the air, trespassing in the fucking sky, shady. Corey Langdon, taxicab filming, review journal clipping. I can't give up, I'm unwilling. Black Rifle coffee, I'm refilling. Well, get ready, cousin, my colleague, cause damn, afraid you screwed up, Slim. Paddock's not the one that shot him. I made 2 videos already. Fans caught him. You must not have got him. Probably a problem with Twitter or something. Sometimes when condemning Georgetown alums, I get sloppy when I overcome them. But anyways, fuck it. How are my daughters? Funny you should ask, but don't bother. This isn't a social call, Slim. I got 61 dead people. 413 shot, but not dead. Lying in state hospital beds. As far as moments in time, this is the watershed. Look ahead, son. Aaron Rouse is my Louis Armistead. Jesus, shady, you ramble on and on. What? Have I ever had the spicy Assam prawns at Hakkasan? I'm in Thailand, not Taiwan. Strawberry cough from Oregon? What's my take on the coronavirus phenomenon? You got questions? Bring them on. My conclusions foregone. My hypothesis research, it leads us to Riyadh and Gulfs, both Persian and Oman. Shady, open your eyes. Stop playing with emoticons. These victims depend upon you and me to get them the stacks, not settle upon some sum calculated on some asshat's HP-12C. Thereupon, are you ready for this? One of the guys behind it worked for the head of Amazon. The other guilty mofo, I think, Citibank big shot, he stinks. Looks like his funds have been withdrawn. Coppers came from Mesa, not Tucson. When it comes to the Vegas shooting, I'm the rock. I stand above. You like your sweet tea. People trampled and shoving. I am Sirigiria, bombing in Ceylon. My pussy's a Bengal tiger named Woebegone. Shady, would you please shut the fuck up about pecan pie and Szechuan? I'm looking for a liaison between Mandalay and Delano. One tiny photon. I am the motherfucking collider, Hadron. I'm deep underground. I appear withdrawn. I read the Quran. Sun Tzu is my mentor. Library of Congress, my Parthenon. Assassinate the ambassador, it wasn't Tehran. Abdul Jabbar, hang on, Slim. We only halfway the denouement. Want the truth? What, Slim? Who the fuck do I think I am? I'm the sine qua non, Shady. Sit your ass down and listen for once, son. I'm your father, Lou. This is John.